It's December 7th, 1941. A Sunday morning that was about to become the single most infamous day in American history. Out in the Pacific, Lieutenant Clarence Dickinson and his wingmen were ordered by Admiral Halsey to fly their SBD Dauntless Dive Bombers straight into Pearl Harbor. They were flying blind, unaware that they were heading directly into the jaws of a devastating surprise attack by the Imperial Japanese Navy. Flying straight into hell as they approached the island, Dickinson noticed a massive smoke cloud over the base. Was it gunnery practice? Then he saw the black puffs of anti-aircraft fire. His stomach dropped. Pearl Harbor was under attack. Seconds later, the Japanese Zero fighter sleek, fast and deadly, burst out of the smoke, screaming in from above and behind. The Dauntless was a bomber, not a dogfighter. But they didn't have a choice. The Zeros opened fire, 20mm cannon rounds targeting Dickinson. His wingman, McCarthy, banked hard, drawing the fire. The Japanese bullets slammed into McCarthy's Dauntless. It was instantly pouring oil and smoke. Dickinson's gunner, Miller, returned fire with everything he had, forcing the Zeros to shoot past them. Dickinson jammed the nose down, firing his own forward guns. But the Zeros were too fast. Then the horror hit. McCarthy's plane burst into flames. They saw a single parachute bloom. Only one. More Zeros swarmed them. Dickinson was in an endless, desperate ballet of evasion as Miller kept firing. "Mr. Dickinson, I think I have got one of them." A plume of oil turned into a flaming inferno. Miller scored a kill, but they still had 4 Zeros on their tail. The false promise the Dauntless kept flying. A testament to American engineering and Dickinson's sheer refusal to quit, but it was being Miller, "Mr. Dickinson, I've expended all 6 cans of ammunition." Dickinson felt the blood drain from his face. He remembered his promise to Miller earlier that day. "Don't worry, Keith. Just stick with me. Next thing you know, we'll be on the runway in Pearl." His stick suddenly locked. A blood-curdling scream from behind told him all he needed to know. The Dauntless spun out of control. Dickinson. "Miller, jump." He tore off his own radio cable and tumbled out, pulling the ripcord at a terrifyingly low 800 feet. The chute blossomed, just as his aircraft exploded into the earth nearby. He landed, alone, and the crushing guilt hit him. Miller was gone. That intense survival moment is just the beginning of this pilot's story. If you're gripped by the sheer courage of these men, hit the LIKE button now. Did Dickinson make the right call to abandon the plane, even without confirmation from Miller? Comment your thoughts below. And if you want to see how this pilot gets his incredible revenge, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the epic conclusion. Sponsor integration example, World of Warships. Transition to sponsor block, then return to the narrative. Speaking of high-stakes naval combat, First Officer Riker might have needed those photon torpedoes if he commanded a World War II vessel. Learn how iconic Star Trek commanders handle classic warships in the World of Warships. All new collaboration with Star Trek. Click the link in the description for a free bonus pack to start your journey. Resistance is futile. Vengeance is a weapon. Dickinson scrambled to the Ford Island airbase. He didn't mention being shot down. He simply reported for duty. The commanding officer immediately ordered him to jump into a new Dauntless to scan for the Japanese fleet. Vengeance was burning within him. The USS Enterprise, under a furious Admiral Halsey, was pushed to refuel and resupply in just 6 hours. The entire crew, led by Dickinson, was eager for revenge. 3 days after the attack, they got their chance. Another Enterprise pilot spotted a Japanese submarine, the I-70 surfacing to recharge its batteries. A Dauntless attacked, scoring a near miss that damaged the sub's ballast tanks, forcing it to stay on the surface. The call went out. "Send more aircraft." Dickinson took off again, a young gunner in Miller's position, his gaze fixed on the waves. The whistle of death at 5,000 feet. Dickinson saw the sub's silhouette and armed his bomb. Attacking, he threw the Dauntless into a dive, straight into a column of enemy fire. Bullets screamed past the canopy. The Japanese gunners stared up in dread as the whistle of death pierced the air. Dickinson released his bomb. It strikes the water. exploding against the submarine's flank. The I-70 suddenly lost power and slipped beneath the waves. The Americans watched, holding their breath. It looked like it had survived. Then, a massive bowl of bubbles, oil, and debris gushed to the surface. Submarine sunk. The I-70 was the first large Japanese ship sunk in the war. The fight back had begun, and over the radio, Dickinson allowed himself a moment of relief and solemn tribute. This one was for you. Miller. Dickinson had avenged his friend and helped the USS Enterprise strike the first blow against the enemy. The grit and determination of Lieutenant Clarence Dickinson truly set the tone for the long war ahead. If you are inspired by his dedication and ultimate act of revenge, like this video right now, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next untold story of World War II heroism. Comment below. What a historical story of revenge or resilience do you want us to cover next?